A berry is a simple fleshy fruit that develops from a single flower containing a single ovary. That is the definition of what a berry is.
Welcome back, everybody, to a very special live Storymoders podcast. My name is Robert. Mike is... oh, God,
Somewhere?
I'm on, like, a big delay here. Mike's somewhere.
Oh, no.
We got Kozibear. We got Foxxy Steve. It's game night. What's up, everybody?
Hey,
Hey!
happy to be back.
Yeah.
Happy to be back. Honored to be
Two
back.
return guests, two just fucking awesome people. Let's start with you,
Champions.
Steve. Steve, how are you doing today, bud? How are you doing?
I am feeling as effervescent as ever.
I think that's a good word. So,
It's a good word. I'm feeling bubbly. I have energy. I pounded a Diet Coke earlier. I'm ready to party, baby. I'm ready to
There
go.
we go.
there you
I'm ready
go.
to
There you
forget
go.
Everything I know.
You ready to play some? You ready to play some video game trivia games?
Oh God, I'm so bad at this when I'm
Yeah.
on the spot. I'm that jackass at parties that I just bring up random facts. Oh, this thing from this time frame.
Did you know
I
that
used to sell games
Pac-Man's
for a living,
name
you know.
was actually Puck-Man? But then you're the Scott Pilgrim at parties.
No, I'm not gonna remember anything. So
Hey, he got Ramona
having a good
Flowers, so
time.
he wins. You know.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Cozy, how are you doing today, bud?
I mean, if there was a word that was the opposite of effervescent, I would probably embody it right now because I am dead as a dog right now, which is weird because most dogs aren't dead. This morning, I went to a meeting, basically a little business presentation that was meant to show people living in the Montreal area how they can set up their small time businesses, what steps they have to go through. And halfway through the meeting, the presenter guy, very nice man, was like, now listen, there's a couple things you need to know. Number one, da da da. Number two, da da da. Number three, when doing your market research, don't use AI or Chat GPT. And I was sitting there and I was like, great, fantastic. I'm glad that the presenter of this presentation is on the right side of history. And then someone in the back row was like, sorry, I emphatically disagree, and proceeded to spend the next 30 minutes arguing with the presenter about how actually Chat GPT are, fantastic tools, and if you use them correctly and so on and so forth. Like literally, we took a break. I came back from the break room back into the room, and he was like very passionately, like not like arguing, but like just making his point to the presenter during the break. Also spoke to the other presenter person who was in the room. And then at the very end of the presentation, I was like, okay, that was great. Kind of weird that guy interrupted it. Was sitting by myself very intently on my phone, I very much had the like, hey, don't talk to me right now. I'm currently working on very important stuff, probably tweeting about a bird, to be totally honest. Actually, not tweeting about a bird because I don't use Twitter anymore. And the guy comes up to me and is like, hi, I'm introducing myself to everybody who was at the meeting. How are you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay.
I'm annoyed now.
I remember. I
he's like,
remembered what you
"Fantastic.
did.
Fantastic. Why don't you tell me your whole life story, what your current business ambitions are, and also I'll talk a little bit about ChatGPT. Eventually,
God.
Mama Cozy rescued me. Anyways, I spent a whole lot of rambling there. All that to say, that was very exhausting. Then later this afternoon, I sang with my alumni choir from my former high school, which was, rejuvenating for the soul. I enjoyed that. There were no ChatGPT fellows to be found there, but my vocal lungs have already had a bit of a workout. So I'm not necessarily operating at 110 capacity right now, but I am nevertheless excited to be here.
Fuck.
My God.
And yes. You know what? That's good because we are going to be doing a few games. I'm going to do a couple beforehand. I'll be honest, these are completely stolen from Doug Benson, but then, maybe you can rest the voice a little bit before we get into a game that Cozy's brought for us. Remember last time he came in, brought a few games. I think I won all of the games, just destroyed Mike and Dex. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember exactly. It was a while ago. But Mike, before we jump into games, how are you doing today, buddy?
Oh, we're doing all right. It was a annoying day at work, but they're all kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Is what it is. But I am wearing my Slow Burn jersey.
Yes, you
Our
are.
friend's band. Yep. So Yeah.
And I am
we're
so
doing
happy
good.
that you're wearing it. You look great. It looks awesome.
Thank you. It fits because I've eaten myself out of all of the other merch that he has designed for the team.
It's fair.
So,
That's fair.
yep. Yeah, and for dinner I had Little Caesars pretzel crust pizza because they brought it back.
Yeah, I've had it
Did
like
not-
6 times since they brought it back a week ago.
Yeah. Did
Um,
not get my hands on the limited edition Mountain Dew that they have.
what's the Mountain Dew they
gonna
have?
miss
Is it
pizza.
the sweet tea? Is that what that one is?
No, hold on. It's the let me look it up.
While you're looking that up, so you're talking about Little Caesars, right? I didn't mishear that.
Yeah,
little
Kaisers.
Kaisers.
Yeah.
Little Kaisers.
I'll
I'll
wait
wait.
a Kaiser.
I'll wait a Kaiser.
Something that confused me for the longest period of time is up here in Quebec, we have a pizza chain that's
Great
called
fishing in Quebec.
It's called Pizza Pizza. Pizza Pizza. And for the longest time, I assumed, did they rebrand Little Caesars to just be Pizza Pizza in Canada? You know, the way that they'll sometimes do that with other fast food chains. No relationship. No relationship
Wow.
between Pizza Pizza and Little Caesars. Just two fast food pizza chains that share the same name / logo.
I honestly, I knew about Pizza Pizza, like the name of it, and I kind of just had that same assumption that it was just Little Caesars, and that
And
Canada just fucking hates Italy, and they're like, we don't want to learn about anything Roman, you know. But yeah.
Anyway, the limited edition Mountain Dew is called Mango Rush. It is dew with a blast of natural and artificial mango sweet heat flavor.
There's nothing natural in that.
No,
Good Lord.
No.
I mean aluminum occurs naturally, and it's in an aluminum can.
yeah.
So there's that.
I had my friend had Little Caesars earlier, and I was like, "How was it? How did it taste?" I was like living through him. I can't eat that shit anymore. I'm like, oh man, that sounds real good. Oh gosh.
Yeah. We just had hot dogs from Wiener Schnitzel and fries. I don't even know if that's a more really outside of Utah thing, but I got my new shirt on. It just showed up in the mail that I ordered in the stadium.
Oh,
WrestleMania.
shit, Joe Hendry WrestleMania shirt. Nice.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe
appears.
Henry.
The amount of
Good Lord.
the amount of Joe Hendry videos popping up on my YouTube now is just
Glorious? Is that what you're gonna say?
yeah. I'm just like, I don't ever recall looking for this, but I'm not mad it's here.
No, we said his name and he appears. That's what happens.
appeared.
You know what I mean?
Weird, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, so he showed up as a surprise opponent for Randy Orton during WrestleMania, and I was at WrestleMania. Right when the match ended and like he had left the ring and everything and they were playing the video for the next match, I was like, oh, I gotta get me a beer, I gotta go pee. And I'm just like, they gotta have something. They gotta have something.
And sure
Mm-hmm.
enough.
Went to the WWE shop on my phone, just be like, they gotta have, right on the top page was this shirt. So I ordered it in the bathroom at the stadium during WrestleMania. And then the next day got an email from the WWE shop. Hey, look what's now on the store, Joe Henry. And I was like, come on, son. Come on. You know? I already got that shit on lock. And then it showed up 3 weeks later.
Every time I go into my buddy's Discord into our voice chat, he has a soundboard with say his name and he appears. And every time he does it, I have to turn my camera on and I do the whole clap gimmick and everything before I can say anything else.
Perfect. I also this last weekend I went to see our good friend Mega Ran in concert here in Utah. Got a nice sticker.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Anime and games
Sick.
and wrestling and hip hop and Mega Ran. So also got a couple
yeah.
shirts. Got him a copy of Expedition 33 on the Xbox, which is apparently I don't have to say apparently it is super fucking difficult to find a physical copy of that game.
Damn.
So all right. You guys ready to get started with our first game?
Yes.
As ready
Sure.
as I'm ever gonna be.
All right. So I have written here on my phone, we are going to be playing a game. Once again, all of these games unabashedly stolen from Doug Benson's Doug Loves Movies podcast, and I just tried to retrofit them for games. Some of them are much easier than others, including this first one, super easy. The game's called ABCD's Nuts. Are you guys ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, so what we are going to do tonight, and by we I mean you, because I've already done this, we're going to go through letter by letter and name a game for every letter in the name Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Write this shit down.
Okay, so we're going to go one by one, and when we're going to start with the letter C, then go to L, so you just do one game, and then we go to the next person, and we're going to go all the way through. And what I've done is for each letter, I've written a game title, and if anybody matches the one that I have for that letter, you win.
Wow.
Okay? And if nobody does, we'll move on to another game.
I'm assuming the answer is no. Are we allowed to look up any games on our internet computer browsers while this plays?
I mean, if you want to.
Yeah,
I would prefer you just do it straight from the dome, but I can't really stop you from pulling anything up.
The only thing I'm doing is just having the name of Clair Obscur up, so I can see the fucking letters.
That's a good idea.
Oh yeah, and like once
exactly that right now.
Yeah, we'll start. Like I'll tell you. Okay, we're on this letter. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. In that case, I'll try and do it from the dome. I'll test my very addled mind.
Oh.
All right.
He's a bit dull. We keep him in the attic. That's what they tell him. That's what
who's the oldest one here?
I am 38.
I am 30.
I am 39.
All right, so Mike, Foxy, Cozy.
All right.
39 next month.
All right, so we are going with we're starting with C. Mike?
Crazy Taxi.
Okay. Ooh. Next up, what do we say? Steve, right?
Yep.
Steve, L.
Luminous.
Ooh, okay. Cozy. A.
Ace Combat.
All right. Mike with the I.
God damn it. The fuck starts with an I?
Oh, I've got one. Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
Now, just so everybody's on the same page here, if a game starts with the word the, we're going to start with the next word. Okay, so they're not all T's. Just throw that out there.
No, these are GameStop shelving rules.
Yes. Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on.
And if you want me to tell you what I had afterwards after you say something, I will too. While Mike thinks of one. So for C, I put Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex, PS2, 2002. For L, got Lost Kingdoms, GameCube game from 2002. And for A, Akuji the Heartless, a PlayStation 1 game from 98.
What the hell?
Okay.
Hell?
That was on the tip of my tongue.
I know it was. I know.
Almost was gonna guess
I
that,
almost
yeah.
didn't do it. I was like, they're gonna get it. It's gonna be easy.
Man, that's some PS1 sounding shit too. That sounds like it would come off of PS1. Some obscure ass game.
Shit, I can't think of anything that starts with an I.
And if you get stumped, then you lose, and then we just go down to the other two. So if you want, if you want a minute, I gotta finish this drink and go get myself another one. So,
I mean, I don't think a minute's going to help me.
Oh no. To be fair, I only have one at the moment.
And
that comes up.
Are we allowed to help our fellow contestants?
if you want to,
I mean,
okay. I'm not going to say the name of the game. It's I guess you could say, spiritual successor to a popular 360 era indie game, famous for its art style. An art style that didn't have a lot of color in it. But again, we're talking about the spiritual successor to this game.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I have no goddamn
Of
clue.
course. I beat that game. Of course.
Damn it.
Okay.
I think I'm done here. God damn it.
it's the second letter, Mike.
Little boys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Running around in the woods. Again, this is not the game I'm talking about. It's a spiritual successor to this game.
Maybe one with 3 letters. You already know what the first letter is.
Oh, Ico.
There we go. That's not what I have, but there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about that game.
Yeah, I went with Indiana Jones
Oh,
and his
Whoa.
Desktop Adventures, Windows Mac 1996. All right, Steve.
there it is.
Wow. Okay.
R.
R. Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer.
Racer.
Don't you guys remember Ridge Racer? I actually almost went with that, but then I was like, I remember that Mike would probably think of Ridge Racer because of. Doesn't everybody remember Ridge Racer? But I went with Rise of the Kasai, a PS2 game from 2005.
Ah,
All right, Cozy, we are
that
on
game.
to Obscure, so we are on to O.
Ollie Ollie World.
Ooh,
Nice.
good one. I went with Onimusha Tactics for the Game Boy Advance, 2003. Mike, we are on
course.
B.
Bayonetta.
It's a good pick, good pick. Binary Domain, PS3, Xbox 360,
Oh,
2012.
That's actually kind of close in a way.
All right, Steve, S.
Okay. S. Spy Hunter.
Ooh, which one? I'm just kidding. It's not that. Good one though.
Jesus.
Good one though.
I was like, oh god, there was one with the rock in it.
I went with
But
the
it seems like a
Scarface.
fake
The
memory.
World Is Yours for the PS2
Oh,
and
man.
Xbox, 2006.
And it was on the Wii, the best version.
Yeah, I just went with like the one that first came out because I think the Wii one came out a little bit like the next year.
You know, I think you're right.
But whatever. All right, Cozy, C.
Okay, so I want to just get this out here. Early, we decided that in the spirit of fairness, we weren't going to just look up games that start with the letters that we're trying to guess.
Yes.
I didn't do that, but what I did was I thought to myself, I bet there's a game out there called Camping Simulator. I don't know with certainty whether or not it exists, but I bet that it does exist. And so I typed in Camping Simulator, and lo and behold, Camping Simulator : The Squad is a camping simulation game
Why
that
does it
came
need a
out
subtitle?
on Xbox and PC seemingly a couple of years ago.
Why does it need
So-
Well, I mean, okay,
My
that's a
answer is
C
Camping
game.
Simulator: The Squad.
I went with Company of Heroes 3, PC 2023.
Yeah, sure is a PC
Yeah.
series. Oh man.
So, Mike, you got U.
Ooh.
Unreal Tournament.
Oh,
Oh God, I honestly was worried that if you got U, you might get this one that I put.
What'd you put?
With Ultima Online, PC 97.
no.
God.
Yeah,
I'm fat and nerdy, but not that fat and nerdy.
yeah,
It's so hard to get the same game you picked. Like what?
yeah. Like it's probably not going to happen, but it might, and you never know. That's why I just put it on here.
knows?
So, Steve, you've got R again.
Okay. I can do this. I can do this. I'm trying to find something. I'm trying to pull up anything that's like more weird in my head. Trying to see if what wavelength we're on. Crap, but I can't. I'm just gonna go with the first thing that popped up in my head, which is Returnal.
Oh, good one. Good one. I went with Rematch. Not technically out yet, but 2025 game.
And it already got fucking drafted too. I was like, son of a
It did.
bitch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, Cozy. We are on to Expedition. So, E.
I am going to do you a solid. Not only am I going to do an E game, I'm going to do an EX game because we're on Expedition. Exoprimal.
Ooh, did not remember that game at all, and that doesn't count for 2 letters, just the one. I went with Ergites, God Bless the Ring for the PS1.
Oh shit! I played that for the first time in Chicago at Galloping Ghost Arcade last year. Holy shit, is that game terrible but amazing?
All right.
Hell yes.
All right, Mike, you've got X.
Xenogears.
Ooh, good, good. I went with X-Men Mutant Academy for the PS2 and the Game Boy Color. Fighting game that I played for the Game Boy Color back in 2000. All right, Steve. P.
P. Prince of Persia. The Sands
Good
of
one.
Time.
Good one. I went with Penny Arcade Adventures on the Rain-Slick
what the-
Precipice of Darkness for the Xbox 360 and the PC 2008.
Of course.
God
Of
damn it.
course. A classic.
All right,
Classic.
Cozy Bear, got you on E again.
So, because we're allowed to ignore the in games that start with a the, I decided to go with The Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim.
Perfect. You got the right console. I've got Eternal Sonata, Xbox 360, 2007.
Oh,
Always say
Eternal
Eternal
Sonata?
This spot, this
Oh,
one.
God, I'm worried about this one. All right, Mike, you've got D.
Why are you worried about me having D? Just leaving some air for somebody to clip that out. Yep. Yeah, I
Nice.
went with Destiny.
Oh, God. I went with Don Bradman Cricket 14 for the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, 2014.
God damn it.
All right, Steve, you've got I.
So when you had I last time, the game that first came up in my head was I Ninja on the PlayStation 2.
Is that a game?
I
Judges?
Ninja, yeah, look it up.
Okay.
You can look it up.
Uh,
I and the I hyphen Ninja. I think it's PS2. I'm pretty sure. It's either PS2 or 360.
damn.
Oh, yes, it is. Okay. Yeah. Don't ask me why I potentially didn't believe you. It has
Wow.
nothing to do with race. So Cozy Bear. Oh, I went with the Iron Harvest. Xbox One, PS4, 2020.
Iron Harvest.
Yep, I had never heard of it. I looked up a bunch of names because I was like, if I go with the first thing on my mind, there's a good chance it might be too easy because I'm not that smart. So, Cozy, you've got T.
I know it's a little cheap to use another simulator game, but I'm going to go with the classic Truck Simulator for this one.
Ooh, perfect. This one, I'll be completely honest, did not know this was a game, but I saw the name and I was like, I have to put it on there. I don't know if anybody's heard of it. Techno Kitten Adventure, Xbox Live Arcade, 2011. Mike, you've got I.
That's a porn.
That's a
Probably, yeah.
yeah. I was about. Feels like it could be two things. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Ooh, good pull. I went with Infernal, Xbox 360, 2009. All right, Steve, you're on to O.
Odama for the GameCube.
Oh, is that the pinball one?
Yes, it is.
I honestly was thinking about that one earlier, but I could not. I had Okami in my head, and I was like, that's not. That might be too easy.
Why don't I go with things that make sense? I just go with Odama.
I went with the Dreamcast classic from 2001, Ooga Booga, and
Oh man,
it's a game. Cozy Bear, we are on N.
I know that I've had to preface this multiple times by now, but I legitimately didn't look this up. This is legitimately something I had locked in my noggin that was unlocked by me seeing the letter N. I'm going to go with Nero, Nothing Ever Remains Obscure. The way that the name is written out is Nero is an acronym, Nero, because Nothing Ever Remains Obscure makes up Nero. A very extremely mediocre 2016 game for the PlayStation 4 that I knew and remembered because it was also a very easy platinum.
Well, that is a bit too obscure, because I went with 2024's Nico de Rico, The Magical World. A favorite of one Timothy Geddes from Kinda Funny. So we've got two left. And they're both the number 3. So for these two games, both of these games start with the number 3.
Oh.
So,
No.
Mike,
Oh Jesus.
3,
Christ.
comma Fallout.
Mike's out. Steve,
First of all, how dare you? Second of all, that's fine. Take what I got coming to me.
I respect the stretch though. Like I do.
Hurt my back on that one.
you did.
I'm gonna go with oh God, it's I think it's just called 333. It's for the DS. I think that's the name of
I'm
it.
going to be right back.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called. It starts with numbers. It's like 3 something, or 3 something or other. I'm pretty sure that's a game. Is it not? No, no way. It's got to be.
I'm not finding anything here.
Oh shit. I'm pretty sure I could have sworn. Oh man, it's gonna be hard to find this. It's a part of the. It's part of a series. Oh come on.
Is the one before it called 222 and then 111?
No, they're like
No.
weird.
It's just
and
2-2
they're
and then
they're
1.
like crime games or something. And I had it, and oh, something happened to the game save, and then I took it back. Oh lord. Well, I could have sworn there was a real game. 333 DS game. Ah.
If you find it, you're back in, but as of right now, you are out. So, Kozibear.
So I actually don't need to answer for this one because there were only 2 threes. But if I had to answer,
Well, no, because
I
neither of them got one.
oh right, oh, I didn't even realize
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So, believe it or not, I actually played a video game that starts with the number 3 in the year of our Lord 2025 for the PlayStation 3. It's published by Atlas. It is 3D Dot Game Heroes.
Oh man. Of
Not as
course.
good. This game got good reviews back in the day. It's unfortunately not as good as you remember. It has a very cool voxel art style thing going on where you can kind of create your own customized characters entirely out of voxels. That part's really cool. What's not cool is that it is very old school Legend of Zelda in terms of its level design, but it doesn't really have the open-ended aspect of the original original Legend of Zelda where you can attempt any dungeon out of order. In that regard, it's a little bit on the disappointing side, but not bad, all things considered. Yeah!
Incredible.
We did
Would
it.
you look at
Damn
that?
it.
That is the
I'm
one that
pretty
I
sure
had.
mine was- It's got like 3 in the title, but it's not like I'm probably just it'll come to me eventually, and I'm gonna be like, well, shit, I wasn't gonna win anyway.
That was
Oh no, it's you know what it is? It's 999.
999.
Yes, 9.
So it's the
9
prequel.
Persons, 9 hours, 9 doors,
999.
and it's zero escape. Zero escape. That's the French.
Yeah.
I hate everything. All these, every number but 3 apparently.
well. So we're gonna give that one to Kozibear. The last one that I had was for the second 3, and it was a game for the Sega Genesis and the SNES. It's the movie adaptation for Three Ninjas Kickback. Apparently, they made a game. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
Wow, that feels like
Yeah.
a stretch to make a game out of that property, but okay.
yeah. So what we're gonna do here? So in our main game, the Metacritic game, Cozy is gonna go first. So to figure out who's gonna go second, let's do our little tiebreaker game. So this one is just called, very simple, how much did this shit make? So I picked a game on one console. Okay, so it's just a single party, one console. It's not spread across everything.
Okay.
We're playing Price is Right rules. You guess how much you think how many copies you think this game sold. So not how much money it made, how many copies you think it sold in its lifetime.
Okay.
Let's see, you guys ready? Cozy, who should guess first?
I'm gonna give it to Foxxy Steve.
All right, so the game is for the Xbox 360 Fable 3.
Okay.
So once again, Price is Right rules. So if you go over, you're out.
Okay. Well, let's see. It's Fable 3. People liked 2. 3 hadn't disappointed people yet because it came out.
It's solid. It's solid, actually.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that logic.
No.
I want a second playthrough of Fable 2. I'm gonna say it shipped 1.8 million copies.
1.8 mil.
Yes.
Okay.
And Fable 1, never play it. Never play it. It is so bad now.
Actually, just started that one. Well, I say I just started it, but like in between a bunch of other games. I think early last year I started playing the first one for the first time, and it's super jank. So, Mike,
I'm gonna go with an even 2 million copies.
even 2 million.
Even 2.
All right, so we got Steve at 1.8 mil, Mike at 2 mil, and I will let you know who wins right after this. I'm gonna grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Oh.
Oh man, bated breath.
Damn it.
Bated
Cliffhanger.
breath. I know, right? My heart, the palpitations.
Who won?
This is horse
Yeah,
shit.
Could have won.
Oh, God. Put the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music on in the background. do 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 do.
Whatever, I'm gonna-
What's this? Fable 3 sold exactly 1.9 million units. It's exactly in the middle.
Well, God
I
damn
actually
it.
don't know.
All right, well then.
That would be hilarious.
I'm like, why you sound so confident with that lie?
So, according to the worldwide charts,
Mm-hmm.
Fable 3 sold 5.10 million copies. So Mike wins.
Wow.
Mike is going second
That's a
in
lot
the
of
Metacritic
disappointment.
game.
A lot.
It's a lot of copies of fucking Fable 3.
lot of
Yeah,
We had the special edition with the little book and everything.
that's what I had.
Hey.
It's actually still at my mom's house, and it's on a shelf with other real books because it kind of looks like a Bible.
Right. Yeah. I'll tell you what, Fable 2 has aged pretty well still compared to Fable 1, for sure. Unfortunately, it's locked at 30 FPS because they built that game with duct tape and dreams on the 360, so they can't.
They built it with
patch to
hope.
make it-
Oh,
yeah, so they can't, like, whatever. There's something intrinsically wrong with the code where they can't actually give it an FPS boost. I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
All right, whatever.
onto my final game, and then we're gonna take a little break, and then we're gonna get into some real games from Kozibear. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that real
this
shit.
is this is he's got graphics and everything. This is called the Metacritic Game, and for those who have ever listened to Doug Loves Movies and you've heard of the Leonard Maltin Game, it's that but with video games and video game characters instead of movie actors. So essentially it's it's Name That Tune, where I will give Kozibear a couple of different categories. He's going to pick one of those. I'll give him a year or a list of years. He'll pick one of those. And then for that category in that year, I've chosen a game. I've gone to Metacritic, gotten the overall Metacritic score, gotten some quotes from a few of the reviews, and then I've made a list for each game of about 10 to 15 names of characters in the game, ranging from kind of least important to most important. And then Kozibear will have the opportunity to say, okay, from the information that I have, I think I could name that game within 6 names, going from least important to most important. Then we'll go to Mike, and Mike can either say name that game, or I could do it in 5. And then, we'll go there until we get to a point where someone's going to try to name the game. I will name the names, give them a chance to try to name the game. If they get it wrong, then we can add another name, or if somebody else gets it, we'll go from there. Okay, does that sound easy enough?
Yeah, clear as mud.
Once we
Sure,
get
why
into
not?
it, I think we should get it too. So, Kozibear, I've got 2 categories here. All right.
Yes.
First category is named Papa Don't Preach, Games with Fathers and Their Children.
Okay, that's like half of all the video games right now.
And the other category is Hale or Baker, games with either Jennifer Hale, Troy Baker, or both.
I mean, I feel like there's a perfect Venn diagram there. I'm going to go with the second one.
You're going to go with Hale or
Go with the
Baker?
second one. Yes.
All right. So the years that you've got here, 2009, 2017, 2020.
To make things easier for myself, let's go with 2017.
2017? All right. So, 2017, this game got an 80 on Metacritic. Okay.
Sorry, 880, 80?
880. Yes. So an overall, these are critic reviews, I should say. Critically reviews, average of 80. So this would be, I think, 10 points in Fantasy Critic. Right?
Yep, that's right.
Yes. Okay. So, Games Radar Plus says it's a huge experience that's always enjoyable, although its scale leaves it straining at the seams at times. From Video Chum's review, a sprawling, action-filled epic adventure with a compelling story and a living, breathing world that creates real consequences for your actions and failures. And from Giant Bomb, welcome back, Giant Bomb. They were gone for about a week, and now they are completely independent. So, fuck yeah, Giant Bomb.
Hooray!
The core action and the complex systems that underpin it are fun enough to play around with that it's a real shame that so many issues exist around the edges of this package, because those issues eventually started to diminish my enjoyment of the game's good parts. And I have 14 names. So how many characters from the game?
Okay. Here's the thing. The first name, the game that immediately jumped to mind as you were reading everything that you were just reading was The Outer Worlds. But it's a little bit too early for that game, so it can't be that game. I'm gonna say,
Or is it?
let's go with. No,
I don't know. Actually, I don't know when that game came
No,
out.
I don't believe so.
Was it 2017?
That was like
Maybe.
2019-ish. 2019-ish. I'm gonna go with Fat Five. Fat Five names.
All right, so 5 names you can name that game. All right, Mike.
Name
You either
it.
do. You're gonna say name it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
I am curious what our Canadian wizard from the north can do with this.
yeah. All right. So since he said name that, Steve, if Cozy doesn't get this, we'll go to you. Okay.
Okay.
But he was challenged. So we got 5, right? Okay. So from the top here, from the top down. Idril, Bruz, Karnan, Castamir, Suladan.
Okay. Can you read those 5 again?
Yes. Idril, Bruz, Karnan, Castamir, Suladan.
Okay, so we're definitely dealing with something that's more in the realm of fantasy. I mean, I know that most video games are a fantasy in that they're not reality. But
Except for NBA 2K, I can do all that
specifically,
shit
we're
in real
talking
life.
about high fantasy, elves and orcs and that sort of stuff. Which leads me to wonder, what exactly could it be? 2017, see, I thought I had it easy because a lot of memorable games came out in 2017, but clearly we're talking about something that was maybe a little bit less under the radar. 80 on Metacritic. Like, pretty decent.
And remember,
pretty decent,
either
but-
Jennifer Hale, Troy Baker, or both are in the voice cast.
Yes, and two, fantastic actors, but they've gotten a lot of work over the years. They've appeared in a lot of games that we've played. They've appeared in a lot of games that we haven't played.
Almost exactly why I chose them, because they're in a lot of shit.
It's almost as if.
Oh, do you know what it is? Actually, I
I
probably shouldn't. You probably shouldn't give it away. Actually,
No.
give me just one more second. One more second to think it through before I concede defeat.
So I'm just pulling up some notes here, just so I can type in kind of who gets what. So
Is it Drake's Hollow?
the fuck is Drake's Hollow? Because it's not this. I can tell you that much.
It sounds like it sounds like a talented Hallmark movie.
It
Drake's
does.
Hollow.
I've never heard of that. Yeah.
Drake's Hollow is a survival game that was developed by the Molasses Flood, which, if you remember, is the developer that recently got bought up by CD Projekt Red.
Okay. Well,
apparently it's not. So
it is not.
Somebody-
Honestly, you said Drake's Hollow, and I was like, is that an Uncharted game I've never heard of? But not Drake's
Drake
Hollow.
goes home
So,
and visits his aunt.
so Steve, you've got 5 names there. Do you
I
want?
sure do.
Do you think you could do it in 5, less, more?
I think I could probably. I have an idea.
Okay.
The last one kind of rings a bell. The last name that was read, but I kind of want. I want a little more. I think I could do it. I think I could do it in 6.
In 6.
Yeah, just one more name.
Okay. So I will give you one more name. And if you don't get
Okay.
it, then I don't know. I don't know really. I usually somebody gets it by now, so I'm not entirely sure what the rules are.
Damn.
So I'll repeat them back. Idril, Bruz,
Okay.
Karnan, Castamere, Suladan, and number 6, Dagor.
This is probably wrong, but I'm gonna say Tales of Berseria.
No. All right.
Damn it.
Okay, so we've had 6. You know what? Let's start with let's start with Mike again. So Mike, we had 6, so 6 is kind of our baseline. And there
Yeah.
are 14 total. Now that we kind of know how the game works,
Yeah.
how many more names do you
Like,
think?
give me a couple. I think if you give me 2 more,
So you're saying 8.
I'm saying 8.
Okay. We're gonna go around again. So Cozy,
I think I need a double fat 5, which is a fat 10.
okay. So are you gonna say Mike name that game?
I think I am.
All right. All right. So we're at 8 now.
Mhm.
Okay. So Idril, Bruz, Karnan, Castamere, Suladan, Dagor, Baranor, Helm, Hammerhand.
The fuck? I was
I
on
know,
board
guys. I think
was
my
a-
hunch about this being a high fantasy game was correct. I think this is a high fantasy game.
with.
Don't-
Don't
It's
say
high. It's high something.
it is. Man, I had something in mind because, certain publishers play fast and loose with historical accuracy. But that last name kind of threw me off.
Okay.
No, you know what? I'm going to just throw out my original guess in there. Yeah, I was going to say it was the 2017 entry in the Assassin's Creed line, Origins.
Was that 2017?
2017.
Oh,
Yeah.
god damn. Oh shit.
I just beat that game last year.
Nice,
Dragor,
nice.
a very famous Egyptian pharaoh. He reigned for 70 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In the 80s.
They modeled the Sphinx after him. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't
Yeah.
know.
So
Thought the
that's
nose
wrong.
fell off. No, that's just how he looked.
Good
Exactly.
guess. Good guess. But no, not
No,
Assassin's
God,
Creed.
now-
Origins.
That Hammerhand thing. I'm like, what the hell is that?
yeah.
So since Cozy said name that game, Steve, we're gonna go to you.
Okay.
So that was 8.
That was 8.
That was 8 names. Yeah.
Shit.
This is.
Man, I am flabbergasted. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna, so can I say name that game?
Well, because then I would just you can skip. We can go back to Mike,
Oh, okay. Well, tell you what.
or if you want a name or two, we can do that too.
Yeah, I will. So we already had 8. Give me, give me one more name.
One more name.
Give me 9. Give
Okay.
me 9. Look at 8, 9, 10. How's that sound?
Okay. So 9 names: Idril, Bruz, Karnan, Castamir, Suladan, Daegor, Baranor, Helm, Hammerhand, and Shalab.
Okay, these aren't real names.
Oh,
There's
I know
also
what
a
it
chance
is.
that I'm mispronouncing these names,
These are
so I do apologize if that is the case. But that is your ninth
can't be
name.
real names. And it got an 8 out of 10 in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Probably too busy playing like better games.
Foxxy Steve.
No,
Foxxy Steve, do you want a hint?
No, I
Cozy
don't
Bear?
think if I take a hint, it's gonna feel hollow.
Is it going to feel Drake's Hollow?
Hey.
Oh.
Callback.
All I'm saying is that if you're going to have a night, better not be a fortnight. 2017, everyone's favorite game.
Oh my god, I can't.
God damn it.
Okay.
Brett Baker was in that game as Jonesy, so it's possible.
You're throwing me off so hard. Maybe
I
it's
do
the-
actually. I want it known. I actually do know what this is, and I'm
Okay,
kind of
okay.
kicking myself. Kind of
No, it's
kicking
not
myself.
gonna
I
be
didn't
that
guess it
game.
earlier.
I'm like, Switch came out this year, so it's not going to be a Fire Emblem game because that wasn't in 2017. And I remember all those hotties. I'm gonna say this is probably not it, but I'm gonna say Lord of the Rings: Shadow of War. Was that 2017?
I probably should not have waved my hands around crazily.
I'm going to give it to you. Okay?
Oh shit!
Because technically it's called Middle Earth Shadow of War. But you got the Shadow of War part, which I think is more important than the other one.
You know what's messed up? That was one of the first games that popped in my head. I was like, that didn't come out in 2017.
Yeah. So let's
That one
finish
feels like
these
it came
names.
out
Yeah.
a long.
Yeah.
Idril,
Middle
Bruz,
Earth.
Karnan, Castamir, Suladan, Daegor, Baranor, Helm, Hammerhand, Shalab, Celebrimbor, and then the next four names: Gollum, Sauron, Galadriel, Talion.
yeah.
God damn it.
This
That would
is
do it.
this is sad, and this doesn't sound like a true fact, but it is a true fact. The last game released by Monolith Productions.
That is fucking true, isn't it?
Yeah,
It came out in 2017
Jesus.
Yeah.
and Wonder Woman
Yep.
was canceled.
I don't know why I want to put that game in like 2016 or something, or 2015, but no.
Yeah.
I have it too. I just haven't played it yet.
Well, my next guess was going to be.
I thought I was going to make time. I was going to make time this year to play it in honor of that studio.
My next guess was going to be MLB The Show 17, and somebody's just made up roster.
I mean, those sound like some
just me making
Tolkien-ass
up
names.
shit.
I mean, these are some Tolkien ass sounding names. I'm like, I couldn't be that because that game is much older. That game came out in like 2015, didn't it? It had to have.
All right,
It did
so
not.
Steve with one.
Just go ahead and
Oh
pencil me
my
in for.
God.
Okay, so Steve, since you won the first round here, I will give
great
you the
struggle.
choice for game number 2. We'll do 3 of these,
Okay.
and then potentially, actually, no, if we do 3, we might have a tie. If we have a tie, we'll do another one. But so yeah, the same categories: Papa Don't Preach, games with fathers and their children, or Hale or Baker, games with either Jennifer Hale, Troy Baker, or both.
Well, I've recently, in the last few years, became a godfather, so I'm feeling very parent-esque. So give me
Okay.
Papa Don't Preach.
All right, Papa Don't Preach. And your years are 2017, 2016, and 2010.
Give me 2016.
2016?
Okay, yeah, that's what I want.
Okay.
That's what I want.
All right. I'll tell you right now, it is not Drake's Hollow. So,
Just
2016.
like I feel like Sleepy Hollow, but Uncharted.
2016. So this has an 88 on Metacritic.
Okay.
All right. PlayStation Universe, a superior sequel, absolutely layered, an emergent player opportunity, and a true evolution of the enduringly robust foundation laid by its predecessor. Pretty sure they're European. Atomics, perfect game mechanics, terrific level design, and a great story are just some of the brilliant elements of this game. Of the game, I guess. And then EGM, a competent and fun experience brought down by some technical issues and the inexplicable lack of New Game Plus. And I've got a list of 12 names. How many names do you think you could name this one in?
I think I can. I feel like I could get this in. I could get this in 4.
You think of 4? Okay. All right. So
I'm feeling risky for the biscuity.
Risky for the biscuity. All right. I think it's a Kozibear, right? No.
See, I was really
Yes.
hoping that he would have said 6, so then I could do another fat 5. 3 is definitely a bit of a tough prospect, so I'm going to go ahead and say he's got to do it.
Name that game.
Name that game.
All right, Steve.
Yeah.
So your 4 names: Mindy Blanchard, Captain Sandoval, Liam Byrne, Ricardo Marletto.
Maybe I
These are
fucked up.
These are my new names whenever I go to a restaurant and they ask for a name.
Whenever I think about gaming in 2016, the first game that comes to mind for me is Overwatch, because that won Game of the Year that year, and like
Kozibear,
arguably
goddammit.
very deserving, arguably very
know.
deserving of winning Game of the Year that year. But it is also like kind of a bit of a weak turnout that year.
It is, oh my god, I can see the hate in your eyes when you've said all that to me. It definitely ain't Overwatch.
No, I don't think it's Overwatch either.
No. Well, let me think here. That was the last year I worked at GameStop. And some guy tried to trade me in a bad looking Vita and I didn't take it and he cussed me out.
And for good reason.
It was like
Did the
missing
Vita
the power cord. It was missing the power cord. I couldn't tell you.
How dare you not take his bricked Vita?
You know? Oh man. Oh, that sucks. Oh, wait. Okay.
Yo, I just realized. You know what came out in 2016? Metroid Prime Federation Force for the 3DS.
All right.
Yeah, that game had like
Unfortunately-
3 named characters, and
Yeah,
2
it
of them
didn't
were
have-
Samus.
Yeah, even the monsters that you fought in that game didn't have those names, sadly.
Maybe I should have picked the higher number. I'm regretting that now. I was like, oh, I know 2016, 8.8. Oh yeah, I got this. I've been hoisted by my own petard.
I'm gonna have to put a timer up. That's 5 seconds.
Yeah. Shit. I don't know. I don't know.
All right.
I can't think of it. Son of a bitch.
I don't know. Fantastic game. 79 on Metacritic.
Yep. So,
So,
Mike,
yeah, 7.9.
how many names do you think you would need?
And how many named characters were there?
There are 12.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say 8.
Okay.
That's a fair number.
I almost typed in 89 and I just kept reading and been like, why am I over this?
You're just naming people from like Sandy.
Yeah. So, all right. Should we let him go now, or should we have Steve potentially, or Kozibear, or no, Steve? It would be Steve. Yeah.
I mean, it's your game, man.
I know, but yeah, okay.
I mean,
Okay.
normally I'd say ask the audience, but the audience currently is us.
Yeah, there's a few people in the stream. They're just not chatting, which is totally fine. You know, we love lurkers. Totally cool. But you know what? We're gonna let you go with it. So 8.
Yes.
Okay. So Mindy Blanchard, Captain Sandoval, Liam Byrne, Ricardo Marletto. We got Jamie Carrera, Aramis Stilton, Yul Kulan, and Megan Foster.
What the fuck is this?
2016.
See, the last one
88.
completely ruined what I thought this game was going to be.
2016, 88 on Metacritic.
Megan Foster is like, there's like the meme of like, oh yeah, you got to a really emotional cutscene in the video game, but your character is wearing their weird ass, goofy custom armor. Megan Foster is the opposite of that, where the entire world is this crazy, goofy, fun world, and then you have Megan Foster, just like completely normal.
That is just
a-
straight up like,
just a-
yeah.
That's
Just a lady
person.
running some errands.
What the fuck? Like the first like Aramaeus. Next person, Bob.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the
It's something you
Bob
can't
Sentry
properly-
the Void. Who is it?
I'm like, if that ain't the most regular ass.
God.
Megan Fosters don't go on grand adventures. They go to Costco.
Which can be a grand adventure in and of itself.
Ask Jim Tasty.
God, I want to say Octopath Traveler, but that did not come out in 2016. That's more recent.
Yeah.
No. Damn it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to give you a timer here.
You could just go ahead and zero out that timer. I got no fucking clue.
Okay.
There sure ain't
okay.
no old White Claw drinking Megan Foster and Octopath Traveler.
It's one of the future people. All right. So before we kind of go back around here, all right, I'll read these back to you again.
It sounded like Octopath until Megan showed up.
Yeah.
I know.
So
My brain was just
2016.
The iconic character Megan.
Iconic. You know, right there, front and center on the box art.
Yeah. So we've got 8 names out of 12 already listed. So PlayStation Universe, a superior sequel, absolutely layered in emergent player opportunity, and a true evolution of the enduringly robust foundation laid by its predecessor. Atomics, perfect game mechanics, terrific level design, and a great story are just some of the brilliant elements of the game. And EGM, a competent and fun stealth experience brought down by some technical issues and the inexplicable lack of new game plus. So we're going to roll it back around. So we already had 8. Kozibear, how many names do you think you could do this in?
You know what? I'm going to go for a double fat 5. I'm going for 10.
Okay. And then it's Mike, right?
Wow me, Canadian.
Who? Okay,
right.
so 10.
You could give me way more information and I still would not get this.
Okay. Mindy Blanchard, Captain Sandoval, Liam Byrne, Ricardo Marletto, Jamie Carrera, Aramis Stilton, Yul Kulan, Megan Foster, Anton Sokolov, and Luca Abele. Or Abele.
Doncic.
Okay. So here's the problem.
You
I'm
don't
really
know.
happy. No, here's the thing. I'm really happy that earlier, you went through all the reviews again, and you mentioned that this is a stealth game. And the moment you said that, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Ding, ding, ding. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, came out around this time, but I believe that game came out in 2015, not 2016.
I couldn't tell you.
Because Sokolov, a character in the Metal Gear Solid game, in the Metal Gear Solid series, has that last name. Although I don't believe that he appears in 5.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of characters in
man.
games that have the last name Foster or the first name Megan. So,
But that is
Spell
kind
it
of a
out there.
Hideo Kojima sounding name. That is Hideo Kojima being like, let's take like 2 like seemingly normal sounding English names to make a very distinctly American character, whether or not it sounds like a realistic American character that we all know and love. Oh man, I am really I gotta stay focused right now because I'm stuck in the forest and I can't see the trees. And the trees, or the tree in this particular instance that I need to stay focused on, is the fact that this is a stealth game, or a game at the very least that has stealth elements to it. There aren't that many. Wait a minute. All right, this is my answer.
The timer.
Dishonored 2.
And he gets a point.
That's-
Dishonored 2.
Have
God.
a game I have not played through.
So the names Mindy Blanchard, Captain Sandoval, Liam Byrne, Ricardo Marletto, Jamie Carrera, Aramis Stilton, Yul Kulan, Megan Foster, Anton Sokolov, Luca Abele, or Abele, not entirely sure how to say it, Emily Caldwin, and Corvo Atano.
There we go.
Yep.
I only would have got it off the off the very last name.
That's why it's in from least to most important.
Of
So,
course.
all right.
Oh gosh.
So we are at 1-1. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I put, 1-1-0. And we are on number 3. So we're either going to be getting into a tie, or somebody's going to be the winner here. So, Cozy, since you won that last one, go with Hale or Baker. Once again, games with either Jennifer Hale or Troy Baker. Or Papa Don't Preach, games with fathers and their children. Oh, and for Dishonored 2, Corvo is the father of Emily. So they're like the two main characters. Yeah.
Of the two categories, what's the earliest year that you have in either of them?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you that.
Okay.
It's more fun for me.
Because I definitely remember. Go ahead.
I said I feel like Papa Don't Preach might have has the widest range of years in there.
Papa Don't Preach, that had there definitely was something pretty early on there. The one that
I'll let you know right now. Out of the two categories, there's only a 1 year difference in the oldest games.
Oh.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Troy Baker, Jennifer Hale.
Okay, Hale or Baker?
Hale or Baker.
So 2009 or 2020?
Okay, there we go. 2009. That's what I wanted.
2009? Okay. So, Hale or Baker, games with either Jennifer Hale or Troy Baker, or both. This is 2009. It's an 82 on Metacritic. Okay.
Perfect.
Gaming Age, says, a masterpiece. It deserves all the admiration and attention that some of the best games out there receive. Sales or no sales, this game is easily a contender for Game of the Year, and it is just brilliant. Gaming Trend says, the title is chock full of little details that make it a must-have. While it is a bit on the short side, there are plenty of collectibles to keep you busy after you complete the game, and the entire ride is entertaining from start to finish.
We got collectibles, guys. Big hint, collectibles.
And Giant Bomb says, this game has got issues. They hate things, but I'm glad they're back. This game has got issues, but if you're willing to look past some very uneven gameplay, this game will rock you. And I've got 12 names. How many names do you think you can get this in? And I want to remind everybody of how this game has gone so far.
You know what?
You mean swimmingly?
They say these days that 7 is the new 5. I'm going to go with a fat 7.
Fat 7? All right. Mike?
The safe number.
I'm going to say 6.
Okay, Mike is at 6. Steve?
And how many names are there?
12 total. And once again,
30?
and sorry, I should have made this clear earlier. This isn't like a name of every character in the game, okay? Because there's a lot of them that are just like, Grunt, or in
Guard A,
like Shadow of Mordor. Yeah, it's like orc male, orc female, like stuff like that. So I picked 12 actual character names in the game, and then even that some of them had a few more. But I just wanted to.
Orc male. Yeah. I'm always orc male. Anyway.
So yeah, we're at 6 now, Steve. What do you think?
I have an idea. 2000. Man, I gotta dig through the archives in my brain for that. I think I have an idea of what it is. I think this would have come out then and not the year after, and definitely not the year before. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna say maybe I could get it in 9. Is where I'm gonna put my.
Okay,
score,
well,
'cause
the thing right now is 6, so it's either name that game or 5.
it's gotta be. Oh, it's gotta be. That's
Yeah,
right,
gotta be
it's
lower.
Oh, yeah.
Ah. Then yeah, no, I'm gonna say name that game. I can't.
Okay, so Mike,
All right.
remember 2009, 82. We have 6. Okay.
Mhm.
Mittens, Cabbage Boy,
Mittens?
Rima, Daviculus,
What the hell?
Mangus, Val.
What the shit? I can't.
Amazing.
Boy.
I warned you how this game has gone so far.
Who can forget dear old Rat Boy?
So we know that this game has cabbages. in
Art,
it.
stop chewing on the drywall. Oh.
Once again, as
got
I'll
cabbages,
say those
it's
again
got
for everybody.
collectibles.
Mittens, Cabbage Boy. I don't know if this helps, but that's with a K. I won't tell you where it's at. Rima,
Solid
Daviculus,
K in the middle of cabbage.
Mangus, Val.
Fuck.
Good old Mangus
Good
God
old
damn.
Mangus.
died of Wynn's disease.
I mean, Jesus Christ. The most random assortment of names.
I bet this is probably like an MMO, and Cabbage Boy is like the quest giver that gives you side quests involving cabbages.
Oh,
That's
it's
my
gotta
guess.
be something like that.
It's Greg the garlic farmer.
Or just a lighthearted moment where you're just like, oh, this Dark Souls game is really not that bad. And then all of a sudden, fucking...
Hey,
Cabbage
Neon
Boy
Pocket
spread.
Dimension with the raid. What is
Hey!
up, friends? We are in the middle, as we give Mike a couple minutes here to talk or to think. We are in the middle of what we call the Metacritic Game. If you've watched and or listened to Doug Loves Movies, Singer Bro, what is up, my fellow Utah boy? If you ever listened to the podcast Doug Loves Movies with Doug Benson, he plays a game called the Leonard Maltin Game. Kind of a name that tune, but with movies and with actors. So in this game that we're playing tonight is the Metacritic game. I've given them a category that they've chosen. Right now the category is Hale or Baker, games with either Jennifer Hale, Troy Baker, or both in the voice cast. I've given them a year and a Metacritic score, overall critic score, and a few quotes from some of the reviews, and then a list of how many names of characters in the game. And they have to guess, they have to tell me how many names they think they'll need to let them know in their mind to have a guess of what the game is that we are thinking of. So, contestants, I don't know if anybody has chat open, just to be safe. Just go ahead and close down chat. So if anybody in chat is like, "Hey, I have this guess," just to be, kind of as fair as possible. But right now,
Tell me the answer and I would second guess it hard.
that's fair. Right now, like I said, the category is games with either Jennifer Hale, Troy Baker, or both in the voice cast. Came out in 2009 with an 82 on Metacritic. The names that we have so far, and everybody has chat closed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Chat is
Okay.
closed.
Okay. The names that we have so far, we have 6 names. So Kozibear said that he could say or name the game in 7 games. Mike said 6. Steve said name that game. So the 6 names: Mittens, Cabbage Boy, Rima, Daviculus, Mangus, and Val. And if you are in chat, feel free to be like, "Hey, I've got an idea. I think I know what it is." Don't say anything, just to be safe, because I'm dumb and I might read it out loud. So, Mike.
So
Ooh.
I know that I shouldn't be helping out my fellow contestants, but
Oh,
I'm
God.
pretty confident this is probably some sort of JRPG, because Troy Baker got his start doing a lot of anime stuff. One of his first big roles was Kanji in Persona 4. And so this definitely is probably something in that realm. This isn't a Persona game though, because
No.
I would recognize the names, and it's
You think I would do a fucking Persona game? Like, you fuckers wouldn't look at me and be like, "Oh, it's Troy Baker."
Immediately.
Yeah, he's in Persona. Come on.
If you started doing Persona games, I would drive to your house right now. I just disappear, then reappear in the background.
All right, so Mike, I'm going to give you the timer.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare because
Wow,
Cabbage
that is-
Boy,
That's fair guess. It's wrong.
obviously.
All right, so we're going to go back to Kozibear. So, Cozy, how many names? Do you want to go with 7 again?
You know what? They say that 8 is the new 7, so I'm going to go with a fat 8.
Fat 8. Okay.
The
So,
hell kind of math you doing up there?
it's Canadian
It's
math.
Canadian
you know,
math.
the
Yeah.
dollar's
It's all
fucked.
backwards
So,
and wibbly wobbly.
It's Quebecois
Mittens,
math.
Cabbage Boy,
Cool.
Rima, Daviculus, Mangus, Val, Killmaster, Ophelia.
Okay. Killmaster. Now, what exactly is Killmaster's deal? Is this a guy that goes around killing a lot of people? Or do they call him Killmaster because they're like, man, you killed it, Killmaster. You did a fantastic job. Ophelia. Now, Ophelia, I don't have any familiarity with any Ophelias from 2009 games, but I feel like at this point, if you're someone who's played this game, you probably know what it is. Oh man. Tales. There are like a crap ton of Tales games, but I don't know any of their names. Like if you pointed a gun at me and said, "Hey, name the
That's it.
Tales game that came out in any year ranging from 2025 to the origins of the Tales series," I'd be like, "Just pull the trigger now. I don't know any of them."
I lived a good life.
Yeah. I'm going to go. This is definitely not the 2009 Tales games, but I do know it is a Tales game. I'm going to go with Tales of Arise.
No. So they were talking about berries for an hour. Okay.
What kind of?
We're talking about a bit of games. Let's do this to speed this up just a little bit. Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry
2009.
that I spent 30 minutes monologuing about
No,
JRPGs
hey.
there. I'll try to speed it up.
Do not
Call him
apologize. I just want to. I just want to
No.
get to your game because it's gonna probably run smoother than this. So 2009, 82 on Metacritic. Okay. I'm gonna start naming these names. If you have a guess, say I. Don't yell out the name of the game. And I'm gonna try it. Whoever it might get fucked with Discord and everything, but okay. I'm gonna just keep naming names. If you think you have an idea, say I'll stop. I'll give you a chance to name the game, okay? So, Mittens, Cabbage Boy with a K, Rima, Daviculus, Mangus, Val, Killmaster, Ophelia, General Lionwhite,
I'm gonna say I. Yeah.
okay?
Okay. And that's the name of the game.
Name the game.
This came out this time. I'm gonna say Dragon's Crown.
Is that a game?
It is. Yeah, it came out on like PS3.
It's not this
Oh,
one.
is he
it-
going
it-
back
this.
to the library?
He's
yeah,
going
it's
back
a-
to the
it's a
library.
vanilla, it's a vanilla soft work. I think it comes down to Softworks game. 2D side-scrolling action RPG-ish thing.
I believe you, but
Yeah.
no.
I.
I think he has an idea.
Him.
Go ahead.
Brutal Legend.
Kozibear is our winner tonight. This is Brutal
Oh my
Legend.
God.
God damn it.
Mittens, Cabbage Boy with a K. Cabbage Boy is the name of the band in the opening cutscene that dies.
That's right. I forgot that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rima,
I've never
Daviculus,
seen it.
Mangus, Val, Killmaster. Ophelia is the character that Jennifer Hale plays. She is like the love interest. General Lionwhite is the big bad. Lars Halford is the leader of the rebellion. Ormagodon is the god
Wow.
that brings our main character back to life, who is voiced by Jack Black. And that main
Black,
character's
yeah.
name is Eddie Riggs.
I never played it. Didn't know anything about that game except for the fact that it wasn't what people thought it was.
Yeah,
It was for a while, and then all of a sudden it got into
and then it turned into a real-time
the
strategy
RTS,
game.
and it was like, this is kind of weird.
At first,
Like,
I was gonna at the very beginning of this, I was gonna choose Catherine because
I almost had Catherine on here as one of them. But actually, not one of these. I almost had Catherine in for the first game. So, all right. So
I just want to say real quick, I really love this game. I agree, a bit of a weird genre mashup. My only real complaint with this game is to get the platinum trophy in this game, you had to complete a bunch of online multiplayer trophies. And when I picked this game up this would have been about 2013, nobody was playing online, so I never got those trophies.
Yeah, David's in chat. Naughty Ned, my best friend, says this game's hard enough with movies. He and I are Doug Loves Movies fans. I've been to a few of the recordings here in Utah. This game is hard enough with movies. I don't have any clue for these. And David, totally get it. Totally get it.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah,
I won one. I'll take it. I won.
yeah.
One.
Steve won one. Cozy got two of them.
I won one.
And
I'm having fun.
and Mike's having a good time. So what we're gonna do now, we're just gonna cut over to the waiting screen. I just want to make sure that everything is set up, and then we've got another game here, actually brought to us by Kozibear. That's actually just going to be much more interactive for everybody. It's got graphics and everything.
Oh boy!
Yeah. So give us just a second.
RAPHICS.
And now we are going to jump into, and let's see if this works. It should work. If not, then we'll go to another screen momentarily. Yeah, it works.
Oh, you're a dragon. You're a dragon.
Look at that.
There we go.
Hey.
Beautiful.
Guinness Guess-It. This is a game brought to us by our good friend Kozibear. As you can see him, Kozibear is in the top of the screen here. He is going to run down the rules and what we're going to be doing, and then we are going to jump into this one.
Oh, I thought this was going to be brought to us by maple syrup and gravy on French fries.
It is not. And with that, well, I mean,
actually,
if I can
you know what?
take the floor.
Really quick.
Oh, yes.
Before we jump into this,
Yes.
this is for the recording for later. Let's
Yes.
go ahead. Remember, everybody, our good friend Vitz Patel, they're doing Pixel Pop Stars. I think this weekend is an off week. Next week on the 24th, it is back. I'm going to be on there with our good friend Verum Dex on Pixel Pop Stars Season 2. I was on it last season, and it was fucking awesome. But I am back again on the 24th with Verum Dex and a couple other competitors. So we're just going to run a quick little video for that.
What's good, everyone? My name is Vitz Patel, and I've been working on something special.
It's time for Pixel Pop Stars, the all-new game show on Twitch. Nothing nice moments beyond, with your specialist subject.
Watch new episodes live on twitch.tv/VitzPatel.
And now we are back. So, Guinness Guess-It, Kozibear. Let's go.
Alrighty, so the game that I have prepared for tonight's episode is, of course, called Guinness Guess-It. If you don't drink Guinness, don't worry. It's about the other type of Guinness, the world
Alec
record type,
Guinness. Okay, the world. Okay.
Oh.
which technically is the same company. Many people don't know that, but we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. So, long story short.
It's like the Michelin stars are the same as the tire company.
Exactly. One of my current side gigs is doing community management for This Thing Rules, the podcast that Brian Altano and Max Scoville run. And one of the things that I do as part of my community management for This Thing Rules is posting trivia about
As a
whatever
sidebar, if they want to come onto
discussed.
this show at any time, just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Reach out.
Brian Max,
Yeah,
get in touch.
Go ahead.
Posting trivia about whatever was discussed on the show's latest episodes on Twitter and Blue Sky. In my search for the best and most interesting trivia, a frequent site that I've come to rely on a lot is GuinnessWorldRecords.com, which, of course, contains world records of practically anything your mind can imagine, and is what we're here to guess about today. I have, in front of me on OBS, collected 7 different video game themed records. These are not high score or speedrunning records, but rather other types of records that people with weirder and more braver and creative brains than us have achieved within the medium of gaming. With each record, I'm going to ask you 2 questions. First question will be an over or an under question about the specific record that was achieved. For example, the record for the most Game Boy cartridges that someone has stuck in their mouth, I might ask you whether the record is over or under 15. And then I will ask you a second bonus question about the circumstances of the record in question, like whether the person that achieved the Game Boy cartridges record is from America or China. And by the way, that is not an actual real record. Somebody should definitely go out and try to achieve that particular record, but it doesn't currently exist.
Oh,
yet.
fair enough. Super
Fair enough.
going to cartridge that way.
Now, each correct guess.
As long as it's not Switch ones,
worth
those things
1
are
point.
gross. If you could put 2 of those in your
Yeah,
mouth,
right.
you
I was
win.
going to say that would actually be a legitimately worthwhile record to go
Yeah.
for because of
Yeah.
how disgusting it is. Each correct guess is worth 1 point, but if you get both
Oh
questions
God.
in a round correct,
It's empty.
I'll award you a total of
Okay.
3 points
Okay.
for that round. Are we ready?
We are ready.
Mhm.
All right.
Are we buzzing in, or are we kind of going
We'll just go around the room.
fair play? Okay.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit the round advance button. I'm hoping that the Stream Deck still works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah.
Perfecto. So, to kick
top little
things
bit
off,
is
we
it's
will
cut
talk
off
a little bit.
just a tiny bit on the stream. Just
Oh.
throw that out there. It's just
It's
the E
fine.
in machine. So okay.
And like the top third of it, we can tell it's an E.
Yeah.
I'll
okay.
be reading
Perfect,
all of the various names of the categories, so nothing to worry about.
Perfect.
Without further ado, let's kick things off with round 1, which is the record for the world's largest arcade machine of all time.
Okay.
This particular feat was achieved on December 18th, 2021 by Mad Lab, a Spanish entertainment company. Was the arcade machine in question over or under 20 feet in length?
Are we talking height or width?
In terms of height?
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Are we're all just giving a guess?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going with over.
Okay.
I'll put this up. I'll acknowledge my tribal chief, the 21-foot arcade machine.
I mean, God. I will say, after going to the world's largest collection of arcades in Chicago, they have a lot of them there, and they do get pretty freaking big. I'm gonna say over as well.
Okay. Acknowledge your tribal chief.
I make that finger up. Yep, with the one up in there.
I going under.
Okay.
Because 20 feet is pretty goddamn tall.
It is.
It's
It is.
pretty goddamn tall.
Yeah.
But there are some rambunctious things out there.
Oh yeah.
The correct answer is
God,
under.
fuck, shit, cock, fuck.
Well,
As the arcade machine in question was 16 feet and 1 inches tall. It was also 6 feet and 6 inches wide and 3 feet and 8 inches deep.
See, if you
And
add
with
all that
that-
up, it's more than 20.
That is true. That is true.
Yep.
If we're going by airport
That's-
luggage rules.
No, we're going by
And with
Steiner
that-
math. That's obviously what we're doing all the time.
We will move on
You
to
didn't have enough percentages in there.
You're right.
our bonus question.
Okay. So is this just for Mike?
No, this is for everyone. Everyone has
Okay.
another opportunity to earn
Okay.
a point here.
Perfect. Okay.
But if
Just
Mike
wanted to be
gets
clear.
this correct as well,
Then he
he
gets-
gets
okay.
a total of 3 points. Yes.
Cool. Perfect. Just wanted to make sure I'm on the right
Alright.
page.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with that, we'll
And
move
you
on
are
to our
keeping
bonus
score,
question.
right? Because I'm not.
That's a good
I can keep
point.
score. Hold on.
Yeah.
Mike, if you can keep score for me, that would be absolutely fantastic and much appreciated.
I'm glad we brought this up now.
I have concepts of a score.
I'm glad,
Fuck off.
I'm
Alrighty.
glad that I, the one
Okay.
who took time out to, instead of grab a water, decided to smoke more weed, am in charge of keeping score.
Oh god.
All right, so bonus question:
we'll make
world's
this
largest arcade machine.
Okay.
So,
got Werther's
our
originals
bonus
here.
question.
Ooh.
This particular arcade machine only plays one game, a classic known around the world. Is this game Space Invaders or Tetris?
Man, it could so easily be one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Space Invaders. Just I don't know why. Just gut reaction.
So I'm waiting to see.
I'm gonna go Tetris.
Okay.
I imagine what would I have more fun playing on something that huge, and I imagine Tetris.
Mike, you can give yourself 3 points this round because it is indeed
Cut!
Tetris. And Foxy Steve, you get a point as well.
Ooh, ooh-wee.
God
The
damn it.
ball is rolling uphill. I'm back in it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Don't worry,
Damn.
many more opportunities to earn points on the board. You can get 3 points in the next round, and you'll be tied up with Mike.
This
So-
yelled cunt so loud in my
Take heart.
house.
And with that, let's move on to round number 2. Round number
Okay.
2 is the record for the world's largest collection of Tomb Raider games.
There's only like
The
12.
collection in question.
There's
So I will
close.
actually, you know what? That is a good thing to kind of clarify right here and right now. So this particular collection includes duplicates. So it's not
Okay.
literally every available Tomb Raider game in existence. It
I
is just
figured.
games
Yeah.
upon games upon
Largest
games.
collection. I've got 15.
The collection
Yeah.
in question was achieved on January 30th, 2017 by Alejandro Albadejo, a mega fan of the Tomb Raider franchise from Madrid, Spain. Was Alejandro recorded as owning over or under 170 Tomb Raider games?
That is it, no matter what, it's crazy. Wow.
Over. I'm just saying, if you have multiple
Yeah, it's hard.
copies of the Tomb Raider games, you're horny as fuck for Lara Croft, and you're just gonna buy everything.
Yeah, I mean somebody really likes the triangles a lot, so I'm gonna go with over.
Mike is Googling it
as
right now.
well. Good.
Nope.
are you googling how many Tomb Raider games there are?
A fun fact about this Alejandro fellow. He's also, I didn't look up any information about this record, but apparently he's also the record holder for hosting the biggest get-together of people dressed up as Lara Croft.
Wow, this dude from
Mike.
has on like the Engage and stuff. Like,
Perfect.
Thank you.
yeah.
If you don't have the chat pulled up, Mike was clipping out me yelling cunt in my house. So I have over. I have over 170
I
Tomb Raider
have-
games.
I have over as well because 170 sounds already crazy, so it has to be crazier.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna be the odd man out. I'm gonna say under.
Contrarian.
That's the word I was looking for, but could not bring it to mind.
I'm better at English than math. All right.
All right, so we got over, then Mike is under.
I went to school
Alrighty.
for writing, and I couldn't think of contrarian.
The correct answer is over, as Alejandro was recorded as having 215 Tomb Raider games in his collection.
Jesus.
Incredible.
Jesus Christ.
All for the
And with
Engage.
that, we'll move on to our bonus question.
Hold on.
Such
Really quick. Neo Aoshi, get the fuck
Yes.
out of Mike's chat. You're here right now. Hang out with us. I see you on my
hang
TV.
out with us, Neo Aoshi.
God damn it.
Hang out
Okay.
with us.
Okay.
We need the viewers more than he does.
We need the
God
viewers
damn it.
way more than he does. He's sad because he didn't get the right shirt. Also, he's
We'll
not
move
there.
on to the bonus question.
He is
Hey,
gonna
Vegas.
take that, Vegas.
He is- okay,
He's
bonus
gonna
question.
fucking
Bonus
take
question.
that.
Welcome in,
Such a
Vegas.
large
Welcome
collection of
in.
games.
Anyway.
I'm just going to power through.
Yes, you
Like
are. Sorry.
Any collection had to start with a single title. Was the first title in Alejandro's collection 1998's Tomb Raider 3 or 2003's Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness.
Man.
Oh,
Oh man.
I'm gonna go with
One is
Angel
good.
of Darkness.
One is
Bigger
good,
boobs
one
on
is
the cover.
awful.
Vegas, how are you?
I'm gonna go with Angel of Darkness as well, just because it's terrible.
ooh. Yeah, God, it just seems like if you're gonna have the biggest collection, that's what you're starting with, Angel of Darkness.
It's gotta be, yeah.
Everyone
Everyone,
gets
Angel?
at least a point for this one because the correct answer is Lara Croft Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness.
I remember
Right.
the previews. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be great. No, no sir.
So,
Hmm.
Cozy, since they both got the first part of the question right, do they both get the 3 points?
They both get 3 points.
Yep.
Hey, want to make sure.
And you get a point as well. So you are, I believe,
Yep.
you're still in the lead.
Yeah, so he's at 4, we're
Or-
at 3, I believe. Yeah, Vegas,
Actually,
so
no.
this... Right?
So Mike and Foxxy Steve are currently tied in 4th place. Mr. Hawks, you are in last place.
Fair. No, you're
which
right.
is to say
Yep,
second
sorry.
place.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, we're big ol' gamers. Vegas. This is
I've
trivia
been a
based
game
on
or
the
two.
Guinness Book of World Records. Is it specifically the gaming edition, by the way?
I pulled these from the Guinness World Records website.
Okay,
The
okay.
Guinness World Records website does occasionally list if these records occasionally appeared in the Guinness books themselves, but I don't
okay.
believe that any of the ones that I've collected for this game are from the books. I think these are purely
Okay,
just
okay.
online records.
Yep.
And with that, we will move on to round number 3. For round number 3, I want to talk about the record for the world's longest video game reaction video. This particular reaction video was published on YouTube by JWalker0 with an actual number 0 at the end, who created it by combining the, not combining, but combing, got to remove a couple letters there, the internet for people's reactions to a certain video game trailer and compiling them together into a super mega-sized compilation video. I apologize for the lack of details because those will come
Yeah.
into play in the
Yeah.
bonus question. But for now, can you tell me, was
Damn
this
right, Vegas.
mega compilation video over or under 5 hours?
Oh,
This is a compilation.
Yes.
so okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go with under.
Yeah, I'm going to go under as well.
I'm
Nerding.
going over.
Nerding. We're a gaming podcast. We talk a lot.
Yeah. We talk
The
a
correct
lot
answer.
about nothing. We're fucking gas bags.
Fair play.
I've
All
seen
right.
gaming
So,
YouTube.
Steve, what'd you say?
I said under.
Okay.
And you
I said under. I said
and
under.
Mike said over. And the correct answer is over. The total
Vegas,
amount
yes.
of time, the
should.
total runtime of the video in question was 7 hours, 17 minutes, and 23 seconds.
Good.
I was
Now-
thinking of like, because I know there's definitely longer like reaction videos, but that's I was thinking of like more of the this is a game that I loved, so I'm going to talk about it. And there's been some that are like 10 hours, but just the compilation one kind of, yeah.
And now for the bonus question. Were the people in the video
Vegas, that's
reacting
fair.
to the announcement trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake or the Everyone Is Here trailer for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate?
Oh, wow. Both of these.
God damn.
And this is and just so I have it clear, this is a compilation of people
Yes.
reacting.
Yeah, so this isn't the person who made the video. It's a ton of other
Doing it.
people.
It's a bunch
Yeah.
of people. Yeah.
Yeah. So Vegas, that's why this video is so long. It's a ton of people talking about this for a much smaller amount of time.
I mean,
Potentially.
I mean,
So a bunch of dudes talking about it.
Yeah, a bunch of dudes talking about. I'm gonna
Bunch of
say
uns-
I'm gonna say Final Fantasy VII remake. So it is remake, right? The remake announcement.
Yes.
'Kay.
Remake.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
Way
Smash
worse.
Brothers because it's insane how many. I mean, just the reveal of it was crazy. I remember both of these. So I mean, it could be one or the other, but I'm gonna say Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, I I want it to be Final Fantasy VII Remake, but everything is telling me it's Smash Brothers.
Smash hits
The
a
correct
wider
answer. The correct answer is the E3 2015 announcement trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Ah,
You guys should have remembered the runtime of the video. The runtime of the video, 7 hours. 7.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Acknowledgement.
And
that
with
feels
that,
more like a coincidence.
That was announced
We
in
will move on.
2015.
That was definitely not a coincidence for
yeah,
Kozibear.
2015.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then I had to get remade.
We will move on.
Ah,
Next
Round
up.
Number 4. We are going to talk about the world record for the world's largest marionette or puppet of a video game character.
Is there an
This
NSYNC video
particular
game?
feat was achieved on the 27th of August in 2024 by a certain video game company whose identity I won't reveal just
Fair.
yet, as it would likely give away my bonus question later
Yep.
on.
Yep.
Was the height of the marionette / puppet in question over or under 31 feet?
God damn.
That's massive and terrifying.
Under.
Yeah, that's the stuff of nightmares. A 3-story tall marionette? No.
I'm gonna. I don't know much about marionette. I'm gonna say over. I'm gonna say over. Why not?
We got one over.
We ball. Fuck it, we
Young.
ball.
I'm under.
I'm under.
So everyone's over or under?
Yep.
All right.
I'm over. I'm over. Yeah.
And the correct answer is under, as the
Oh.
puppet in question only had a total height of 20 feet.
Vegas,
Now-
I love you.
Oh,
I
thank
I just want you to know that.
Oh, thank God. That is more reassuring
Okay.
that it's only 20 feet tall.
Only, God damn it.
Only 20 feet tall.
Wait, really quick. Hold on. How tall was the fucking arcade?
16 feet?
God damn it.
Yes.
16.
So it could be
16 feet
playing the arcade machine.
Yeah.
It could be.
It did,
actually.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
me drunkenly hunched over a 1-up arcade machine.
Now, normally, this is where I would also tell you the width and the depth of the puppet in question. However, doing so would probably give away the answer to my bonus question because you would be able to guess the proportions of this particular question. Because my bonus question is, was this puppet a large-scale version of the Abomination from Call of Duty Zombies or Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2?
Pyramid Head.
Pyramid Head.
Yeah, Pyramid Head.
Everyone's going Pyramid Head?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to say that the correct answer is the
Who does
Abomination,
that?
aka
does
Abby
that?
from Call of Duty. Publishers
You know-
with a lot of money like Activision.
You know what? I'm glad I'm
Activision
wrong.
doesn't do anything fucking fun like that.
They definitely look at pictures of this online. I mean, it's pretty impressive. It is certainly one of the words
Okay.
that you could use to describe this thing. And with
Oh,
that,
also Vegas.
we have
Yeah,
arrived.
so this
Yes.
can't fit in the glasses one. So yeah, this is number 2, but I'm just getting to the end of number 2. Yeah. So if we're talking about these, 5 maybe. I don't know. Sorry,
hell yeah.
Vegas asked
Not
what
a
beer I'm
problem.
on. Yeah.
Not a problem. Let's move on to round number 5. Oh, oops, whoops. I think I broke everything. Hold on. There we go. Okay, I partially broke things, but
Okay,
hold
totally
on a
fine.
sec. If I just press this
Yeah.
button,
Okay.
there we go. Okay, so I
back.
partially gave away. I didn't give away any answer, but I did
No.
partially show some of the information about the question I'm going to be asking. So let's just get right underway. For round number 5, I want to talk about the record for the world's longest marathon spent playing Power Wash Simulator. The feat in question was achieved on the 28th of February in 2023
Over.
by Ellie Gibson, who live streamed the marathon in its entirety to raise money for charity. You've already seen the number on screen, but
Yeah,
for
over.
those of you
Yeah.
who might be listening,
Over.
did Ellie Gibson's Power Wash Simulator marathon last over or under 20 hours? Seems like everyone is saying over.
Yes, sir.
And the correct answer is
Yep.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ellie
Yeah,
Gibson
I could
spent
just.
a total of 24 hours, 6 minutes, and 33 seconds playing Power Wash Simulator for charity.
It's a very similar game, but for this last weekend, the only game I've played is called Crime Scene Cleaner,
I've heard of that. Yeah.
which is you literally just go into fucking crime scenes and you're working for the mob, so you're cleaning up all the blood and getting rid of the evidence and getting rid of all the bodies, and there's a power washer in there, and I'm just using that most of the time, just being like, this is so cozy. It's just relaxing, getting rid of these dead bodies and all this blood. Yeah.
And with that, we'll move on to the bonus question for this particular round. Ellie Gibson, the person that achieved this incredible feat of gaming, is she from New Zealand or the United Kingdom?
I'm gonna say New Zealand. I feel they have more patience. I have no
New
touchdown
Zealand
for that.
people, they are known for their patience and nothing else.
I have no time. Yeah.
Wait, yeah. What's her last name?
Ellie Gibson, Gibson.
I'm gonna go. Wait. So New Zealand or England?
Or England / the UK.
Okay, those are two different places.
I mean, yeah, one is within the other.
They are both on complete opposite ends of the earth, so.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the UK.
I'm gonna go with the UK.
The correct answer is the UK. Congratulations.
Damn
Look,
you,
I'm just
New
saying, if you
Zealand.
live in New Zealand, you have other shit to do, and you're not going to be depressed at the rain all the time. You know.
Before we head into the final 2 rounds, Mike, can we have a quick score check?
All right, we have.
Honestly, I
locking
thought
down
Mike was going to
third
be like,
place.
I forgot to keep score.
I've been keeping score on this fucking nightmare notebook. All right.
Oh, wow.
My thoughts are hard to contain.
And Mike,
Steve
remember
has
for this,
5
I think for this round we both got 3 points.
Yes, we did. I already
Okay,
got that
okay.
on there.
All right, cool.
Steve has 5 points. Robert has 8. I am eking out a lead at 9.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. So it would
Okay.
be Foxy Steve would have to really get some just home runs for the final few points here, but it's entirely possible. It's still anyone's game, as they say often.
Time
I'm
to
kind of
lock
funny.
in. Right.
So-
it's time to lock the hell in.
Without further ado,
Yep.
let's advance to the penultimate round.
Cozy, just
Yes.
I'm gonna let you. We've got an ad starting in like 40 seconds, so we can start. I'll let you know when it goes on and then when it's done, just so we can. For anybody who might be watching who isn't subbed, like Vegas, who is watching and not subbed.
Hater.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about
Yeah.
this particular round. For
Neo's
round number
Turbo,
6,
also in Mike's chat. Round 6,
I
world
want
record.
to talk about the world record for the most money paid
never mind then.
for a copy of No Man's Sky. This particular record was achieved on July 29th, 2016, when a Redditor named Damien, spelled Daymeeuhn, published a video on Dailymotion of him opening up a boxed copy of No Man's Sky. A copy that he managed to purchase through a certain online marketplace 2 full weeks before the game's official release. Had
Okay.
Damien paid
Spell that out one more
Over-
time for me.
Daymeeuhn. Don't look him up.
No, I
Something
just wanted
for
to
your
type
own
that into the
personal
chat because that's
satisfaction.
silly. But yeah, I assume
mean-
it's a gamer tag. Yeah.
Had
I
Damien
mean, he could also be from Utah County because that is also a
Paid-
very white Mormon spelling.
It's true.
over
That's true.
or under $850 for this early copy of No Man's Sky.
Ooh,
Over.
yeah.
Over. I'm gonna go with over.
The amount of hype around that game.
Yeah. Wait. How early?
2 weeks?
He obtained it on July 29th, 2016, which was about 2 full weeks before the game's
Okay.
official release.
So we are currently in an ad break. What I want you to do,
Got it.
Cozy,
Yes.
since you've got about 45 seconds, when were the reviews for No Man's Sky up?
I mean, definitely not 2 weeks before the game came out. I feel
Okay.
confident in saying that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with over.
I'm gonna go with over. Yeah, the hype
And-
of that
and-
thing.
Also, as an aside, since we're still in a break, my coworker today was talking to me about fucking, not fucking,
I was about to say, where is
What's
this
the-
going, and did HR get involved?
Counter-Strike weapon skins
Oh God!
and that
yeah.
whole fucking marketplace.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I just sold this thing the other week for like $700. I'm like, for what? And he's like, oh yeah, it's a skin for a gun.
Oh, people,
Nice.
people do crazy
Oh.
things for skins. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is nuts.
Sorry, we're out of the break now, so yeah, over $850.
Yeah.
Seems like everybody here has agreed that this particular individual paid over $850 for an 2 weeks early copy of No Man's Sky. And the correct answer is over $850. Redditor Damien reported that he spent $1,250 for a copy of the game. 1250.
Wow.
And with that,
Bye, Robert.
only one question remains.
God, if he punches that jersey, I'm gonna lose my shit.
From which website did Damien get his early copy of No Man's Sky? Did he purchase it from a seller on eBay or Craigslist?
Ooh.
Craigslist.
I remember this because when I was working at GameStop before the launch of
Yes,
this game.
Vegas, I
"Wait,
did."
What? I don't remember the store though. I'm gonna
Really not a
eBay
corner.
seems too obvious. I'm gonna say Craigslist.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Craigslist because that feels like something that would have gotten flagged immediately on eBay.
Yeah.
The correct answer is eBay.
Oh man.
Damn.
And with that,
Well, hell.
we have arrived at our seventh and final round, which is about the world record for the most video game consoles connected to a single TV.
And
my
really,
God, I
really
remember
quick
seeing
before we
this.
get into the question, so
Oh,
I think
thanks.
we're
Yes.
still. Mike has 1 point more than me because we all did the same two answers for both, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're pretty much in the same spot. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure.
Yes. I think
We've gone nowhere.
I think it might be impossible for Foxy Steve to win this one, but you'll always be the winner of my heart, Foxy Steve. I want you to know that.
Oh gosh, thank you.
Driver of the day. You finished off the podium and barely in the points, but you're driver of the day.
You know, I'm just happy to be here. You know.
We're
Let's
happy to
talk
have
a
you.
little bit
Okay.
about the world record for the most gaming consoles connected to a single TV. This feat was achieved in March of 2024 by Ibrahim Al Nasser, a video game collector from Saudi Arabia that prior to achieving this particular record had managed to
Vegas.
collect an exorbitant amount of video game consoles, computers, and plug-and-play devices, and so on and so forth. Was Ibrahim able to connect over or under 500 units to this singular TV?
Under.
Under.
I'm pretty sure I remember this, and I'm pretty sure it was over.
The correct answer is under, albeit only slightly, as Ibrahim was able to hook up a total of 444 video game consoles.
Damn.
Jesus.
Okay.
And
Wow,
now,
a lot of
for
power
your
usage.
final bonus question. The 444 consoles that Ibrahim hooked up to the TV in question spanned decades, with the oldest console that he managed to hook up to it being the Magnavox Odyssey, which of course was the first ever video game console, which released back in 1972. But what was the most recent console that was part of his contraption? Was it a PlayStation 5 Slim or a Switch OLED?
I'm gonna go Switch OLED.
I love that you called it a contraption.
I mean, I have no other words could be used to describe what it
Oh,
is.
that was brilliant.
What a Rube Goldberg-esque
This amalgamation of consoles.
this singularity.
Mhm.
Black hole of a bolus of consoles that may or may not output anything to the TV they're connected to.
Did you tell
May
us the
start a
year
fire.
by chance?
Well, okay, so I'll repeat that the year is in 2024.
Okay.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that it was the most recently released of the two consoles.
Yeah.
But I could also just be trying to trip you up here.
No, but if you were like 2019, was it the PlayStation 5 or the GameCube? That's a
Right.
giveaway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Slim, PlayStation 5 Slim.
I'm going with the Switch OLED.
And the correct answer is the PlayStation 5 Slim,
Oh,
which means that against all odds, I believe that Mr.
Hawks.
Hawks
yes.
managed to win.
Yup.
Incredible.
Took the victory by 2 points.
Yeah. Turns out that the reason why he went over to the wall earlier after the No Man's Sky questions is because he was anticipating when he would finally be able to look at it in victory
And grab that championship.
and grab the belt.
You think I ain't gonna get that strap off you, boy? Teach you hard times.
Oh,
Yeah!
that hard time.
And that is that for Guinness Guess-It. If you enjoyed this particular game, I look forward to bringing you many more games in the future.
Oh,
was a lot
Cozy
of
Bear,
Hell
thank
yes,
you.
That was awesome.
Thank
That
you
was a lot
so
of fun.
much for
Thank
this
you.
game that I won. Just wanna say a few things. Thank you to the kids out there for believing in me. Thank you to my family. Thank you to God and/or Satan, mostly Satan. Let's be honest. And God, it's just a good time. Went out there, followed a game plan, made sure that we were on the same page. And thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you for this.
Yes.
Real tough about that obvious red card in the second half, but you know what? It's fine. It happens.
Don't worry about it.
What I'm gonna do next time around is I'm gonna hire the same guy. That Nancy Kerrigan was it Tanya Harding? Didn't Tanya Harding hire that guy? And took out Nancy Kerrigan. I'm gonna do the same thing.
It's gonna kneecap Robert.
Cow. He's gonna go why off camera.
Why?
I feel like that would go poorly for everyone involved. You try to
Probably.
kneecap him. He has bombs hidden in his knees that are going to take everyone out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not doing it. It's gonna be me.
Now, before we say goodbye, Mike, what's the final score here?
The final score coming in at a strong 7 points. It's Foxxy Steve.
Woo!
Uh,
I really don't have to
Leader.
lower the bar.
Hey, it's all right. Off to a strong start I was, and then limped home to second place with 10 points. Robert, kicking at the right time in that last furlong, takes the win with 12 points.
This man was like, "It's Morbin time. Let's do this."
It's Morbin time, bitches. All right. Well, Steve, Cozy, thank you so much. Tell people where we can find you before we head out here.
Man, I'll just get this out of the way real quick. You can find me on the Twitters at twitter.com/. No, I'm not on Twitter anymore. I was actually bringing up my Blue Sky account, but it was taking too long for me to open it up. You can find me at kozibear.bluesky.social. That's KOZIBEAR.
For Americans,
and you
that's
can
Z,
also
not Z.
catch me on the Respawn Aimfire podcast. We actually stream on Twitch live at twitch.tv/affableidiots, AFFABLEIDIOTS, because of
That will be in the description down on YouTube.
A while ago.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that.
Yep.
And I also do community management for This Thing Rules, the podcast run by Brian Altano and Max Scoville. That's sort of like a spiritual successor to the Comedy Button. So I don't appear on that podcast yet, but if you follow This Thing Rules on Blue Sky and Twitter, you'll be able to see some of the tweets and quotes and skeets and scotes that are written by me. So go check that out.
Perfect. And our good friend Foxxy Steve, where can we find you at?
Incredible. Well, you can find me at youtube.com/@FoxxySteve. That's FOXXY Steve, 2 X's there. And then you can also find me on twitch.tv/FoxxySteve as well, where I do random things. Next stream I'm doing is probably going to be trying to learn how to play Pathfinder, the tabletop RPG, because I am a dungeon master and
Nice.
expanding my
Hell yeah.
world.
There you go.
Nice. Nice.
That'll be a fun
Mike
one for you.
Mike has just started dipping his feet back into streaming.
Yes, and I'm probably going to be doing it more and begging you for money harder because your boy just had to book a flight to Wisconsin. So, need to take a dent out of that credit card bill. So, yeah, streaming at least once a week, probably more like 2 to 3 times a week, over on twitch.tv/nerdingforbeginners. And you can find me on the wider internet on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. On Instagram and Facebook, it is at Nerding for Beginners. And on Blue Sky, it is nfbofficial.bluesky.social/ whatever the hell it is. Got to get the storymoders.com on there. But yeah, that is where you can find me. I do a lot of shit posting on all of them. Not a lot of game clips, so you gotta come. You gotta check it out. You gotta see what funny go live message I write, because I handcraft them all.
And there's a meme usually.
Yeah, I make a meme. I post it. Try to get people to watch, and well, you know, I got a lot of weird graphic designer bots following me on all the platforms. So, you know.
Okay.
No tartar sauce. You can also find me on Blue Sky as well. Forget about that little
Yeah.
tidbit.
Damn it.
Same thing. Foxxy Steve. You know where it is.
Well, for myself and Mike, I want to thank Steve Kozibear. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Kozibear, this game was great, not just because I won, but mostly because I won, and it was actually just much more. It was better thought out than mine. But I hope you guys had a great game or had a great time.
Your game was great too. I enjoyed your game very much as well.
I hope everybody had a great time tonight. I hope everybody watching had a great time. If you have not followed us on YouTube at Storymoders Pod, or if you just look for Storymoders, you will find our page. Give us a follow on YouTube. If we get to 500 followers by the end of 2025, that's this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yep.
To 500 followers on there by the end of 2025, I will live stream myself playing the entirety of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I hate Zelda so much.
Oh.
And I will be there for some of it to drunkenly heckle him.
Exactly.
And probably at some point get frustrated and rip the controller out of his hands because he's not doing it right.
You're going to be able to play it on the Switch too, so you got that sweet, slick frame rate to look forward to.
Look, it doesn't make it better for me. Okay? I could play it on the fucking Steam Deck right now and it would work better than the Switch, but it's still going to be a shit game that's Zelda and I'm not going to like it.
I was someone that did not love Breath of the Wild for a very long time, and then I actually played it in the lead up to the release of Tears of the Kingdom, and it totally got its hooks in me, and I ended up loving it. And then I played Tears of the Kingdom, and I actually had some pretty big qualms with the story in that game, and I ended up not loving that game. So I'm this weird nebulous ball where simultaneously I actually really love Breath of the Wild, but I don't really love Tears of the Kingdom.
Fair.
Right.
Well, what we are going to do here, if you're in the chat, thank you so much for hanging out. Because we're doing this live, we are going to drop a raid on. I guess, yeah, let's drop a raid on one Snowbike Mike. Since Neo's been in there hanging out with him the entire time.
Snow Bicycle Bicycle.
Snow Bicycle Bicycle. We are going to drop a raid. If you are subbed,
13 of all things.
Yeah, if you are subbed, we do have.
Good game. I was gonna say that's a game came out in 2009 starring Troy Baker. It could have been the game that we were trying to guess earlier.
Could be.
It is
could have been, but it wasn't.
Ass. I don't like 13 very much. I think it's quite terrible. But hey.
Yeah, so there are a couple of raid messages. One, if you are subbed and you have the Storymoders, or if you have my emotes, that's a Storymoders one. One, if you're not subbed, that just says Storymoders raid, Mike, go on to the podcast. So, because once again, he said he was going to, he hasn't yet. So,
cowardly son of a bitch.
We will get him one of these days.
No, he'll keep shifting blame until
he will.
runs out of
he
that.
fucking will. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. It was a fucking blast to do this live. Once again, Steve Kozibear, thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for bringing the games. Thank you for having fun with the games and just having a great time tonight. We will see you all next week for another new episode. We're not going to stream it live, but every Thursday on YouTube and Spotify, brand new episode of the Storymoders podcast. And keep an eye out for our Clair Obscur review coming to our YouTube here very soon. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.